Good day, everybody. The purpose of this video is trying to navigate the crazy seas of CompTracker. It's a device that we're going to introduce you to, and you're going to have to get used to this device. CompTracker is an app right here on my screen, which works way better on iOS devices, your Apple devices, iPads, and etc., that we use to track your competencies, everything you're signed off in lab, and there is hundreds of skills in both your lab, your practicum, and your clinical time. So let's show you a little bit about CompTracker. First of all, download the app, go to the App Store, and you'll see the second app here, CompTracker under Education, and this is what we want to download. So I've already done so. We'll open it, and you can see the login here. In order to get your login information, you have to email or talk to Michelle Duckworth. She's in room 209 of the CAST building. Or email mmduckwrth@hollandcollege.com to ask for your CompTracker ID and password. And of course, once you get into the app, you can create your own password. So the institution here will be Holland College, HC, and you enter in your login ID and then your PIN number. I'm going to bring you to the app itself. Anyway, the view I'm going to show you is the instructor version. Your version of the app will be a little bit different, but I'm just going to go through some basic functions of CompTracker with you. So you can see this is the PC version, or the version that you would get through a browser. So it's www.studentlogbook.com for CompTracker, and I'll bring you to the login page now. What's cool about the iOS devices, especially if you've got the facial recognition, is that it'll just log you in, Face ID, very easy. And this is what you'll see, guys. All right. So for your course, for PCP Year 1s, it's going to be added at the bottom of the screen in this area. The 2020-2021 or 2020 to 2022 version has not been included yet. But we'll look at the previous year's version. That's the course that will be highlighted here. Your practicum will be Lab 1 for you guys. So that's the first semester. Lab 2, which begins in January. Your scenarios, Lab 2 skills, and then Lab 3 for your second year. You'll also be doing paramedic wellness in this. Skills and practice integration, your practicum 1. Your ambulance practicum 2, your clinical rotation. So you can see we use CompTracker and your iPads for a lot of things. Let's go check out Lab 1 to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. All right, we're just going to pick any student. So you can see on this page a lot of things. So your overall here just gives you an idea of how much has been completed, the required hours, the approved hours, and the completion. So he's at 100%. He was completely done, all his sign-offs. The sign-offs that are found here are competencies. I don't do attendance or info, so you could ignore those two prompts. But the competencies will be very important. These are all the various skills that you're going to be signed off in Lab 1. And we typically sign them off twice. Some of them are only signed off once, others are signed off twice, such as trauma assessments. But when you get down to blood pressures and such, it has to be done 2 times. And you'll have a preceptor sign them off for you. So there is a lot of skills that we're going to be going over for the year. So imagine, between September and December, all of these things will be signed off prior to lab testing. Lab 1 seems to have the highest amount of sign-offs required. And we'll get you used to CompTracker. One of the things you need to do is on your app, you'll find some type of synchronization button. All right? This needs to be synchronized after every lab. So you're going to bring your CompTracker on your device to your preceptor or facilitator of the day, and they're going to sign off the things that you've completed for the day. And then I will have a record of your sign-offs. For example, let's look at Scoop Stretcher. operation. You can see that there's been one signature box here applied by one of our preceptors, Kelly McLeod, and that is her signature. So I'm able to see the signatures of all the preceptors and all the skills that you've completed throughout the year. You look at progress here, marks, messages, reports, events, support. I don't use those things very often. So for the requirements that are needed to run this program for your handheld devices or your iPads, Apple is the first thing listed there, and we find and we recommend for Holland College under the course requirements that you get this Apple device. We're not saying absolutely no to your Android. They may work, but they're glitchy, and you may find you lose the data that you've worked so hard to preserve. So we're endorsing the Apple products for that. These are the requirements. Okay, with the latest iOS version on your device, then things will work a little better. Here is the contact support numbers. This company works out of British Columbia, so they're a little delayed. Don't expect to reach them between 9 to lunchtime. In the afternoons is a better time to get a hold of them, or they won't reply to your emails till the afternoon in the Atlantic coast. Here are some of the top tips. Take a look at this, guys. Get used to these references. Let's make this program easier to start for you. With CompTracker as well, guys, they are on Facebook. Just make a search for CompTracker and you'll find their webpage on Facebook. Here is their contact information, their phone number, their website, their support, and you can talk to them that way. We'll just take a look at their website quickly. And this is what you find. You'll find a little YouTube video on what CompTracker is.
Your goal should be spending your time helping the next generation of professionals get a quality education. Instead...
All right, we'll end it there.